I wrote this last week in my journal, and maybe it was just for me. But when I reread it this morning, it connected in a new way. What do you want to say? Maybe something you're not saying, or perhaps even something you're too afraid to say. And the most frightening part is that you're afraid to say it to yourself. You don't want to allow the slice of the words to cut into your psyche, lest they let in a sliver of your truth that you're too afraid to acknowledge. You feel afraid, apprehensive, and uncertain of your own voice. It's been subdued, locked away, and in some aspects for too long. And you know if you open the hatch door to your truth, that life will twist on itself and a profound change will occur. You hear the whispers through the floorboards of your life from time to time. I want, I don't want. You drown those out with ease in your busyness, the noise of your life, keeping the words out of earshot. At times the voice grows louder and you think, how could I possibly? I can't. If I do that, people would know. The way that you end that sentence as you tuck the truth away, stuff it back into the darkness, sweep over it, and get on with living. Only at times you wonder if you're really living. If you can't speak up to say how you're living isn't okay, this part of your life isn't okay. It's not okay. You're not all right. But the perceived cost of speaking your truth is far too high. You can't risk it. Those who walk alongside might think you're selfish. Others might think you're weak for no longer wanting what you've worked so hard to pursue. You wake in the night and the whispers now turn to groans as you roll in your bed. How could you possibly want this? How could I possibly say that? How could I possibly let this go? Your heart twists like the sheets that you're tousled in and wrestle to unwind yourself from. And as the morning comes, something else enters. An unexpected guest arrives. You get a whiff of her before she even enters the room. Her fragrance like a flower blooming. It fills you with curiosity, a tinge of anticipation. You stop for a moment, take in a big inhale, and allow the fragrance to fill you. This is grace. Allows you to slow for just a moment, and with it you feel your shoulders drop and your hands unfurl. Grace so kind and tender whispers to you, it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this hard. The truth that you've been avoiding, sweeping under the carpet, locking in the closet, trying to outrun is here to set you free. What you fear is here to heal you and allow you to be here and allow you to be you. It's here to untie what holds you back and tethers you to something that's sinking sand, a house of cards you've tended to far too long. This truth, if you allow it, even a droplet of its life-giving elixir will not poison you, but will rather set you free. Grace takes you by the hand and guides you to sit. She says, stay here while I bring you what's possible, a cup full of joy and peace and contentment and possibility. If you only let yourself drink of the truth that's been brewed just for you. It's been steeping for far too long, dear one. This freedom, this truth. Will you, dear one, take a sip of this truth? I want to give in, sip in. One swallow at a time, allow this liquid of truth of the fragrance of grace to set you free. Sip in the truth, most beloved. Sip in the truth and simmer in its possibilities. Lately, I've been feeling a pull to express myself and create in many places and in many ways. The other night, I was at the most delightful dinner party with my beloved and 2 other couples. We had such deep, real, connected conversations. At one point, the host asked, "What's your pet project?" to each person sitting at the table. I paused, unsure as how to answer. Eventually, I said something like, "Well, my work spans a wide range. I coach senior leaders in global enterprise organizations as part of a small team of coaches working with Brené Brown and bringing her research to these organizations. And I also do things like lead meditation circles called the Womb, one very corporate and one very soulful. And yet, both are mine." Today in meditation, I was reminded again of how much I love that span. The opportunity to coach around leadership in one moment, and the soul deep intuitive work I do in these sacred circles in the next. I want to use my voice wholeheartedly and authentically in both of those spaces and all the ones in between, including the book I'm writing about women finding their voice and expressing themselves without apology. And I've learned this: the work we want to offer to the world is usually starts as a quiet seed inside us. It needs time, nurturing, and tending before it's ready to bloom outward. That's what's happening in me right now. Just own you, joy. I'm being reminded of it again and again, to own who I am, to not apologize, to not be ashamed, to name and honor what I feel called to bring, and to trust that that is enough. And here's the thing: the starting place isn't always strategy or planning. It's grace, compassion for ourselves, permission to be who we are in this moment, to bring our whole hearts to the table, to operate from truth, not performance or hustle. That's how we begin to live and lead more wholeheartedly. And science says, with greater confidence. I'm doing that today and tomorrow and the day after that. It's a gentle, sometimes reluctant, ongoing process. It's permission to be graciously me. And I know I'm not the only one here. Research shows most of us wrestle with fully accepting ourselves. That's the root of shame. So maybe let's start here. Together, pour on some grace. Then reflect with these prompts. You might do one a day, you might do them all together. What would be possible if you allowed more grace in your life? Would it give you to be more gracious with yourself? Consider something that feels challenging, a person, a situation, or maybe even something from your past. What would grace bring to that? And when you think of embracing all of who you are, what could you give yourself permission for? Complete this sentence: I give myself permission to. And if you want to, I would love to hear how you are extending grace to yourself today.